the legal status of military operations in detainees in FATA. In Karachi, we helped develop the legal framework which paved the way for security operations in that city. We are now looking at the long-term impacts and viability of such measures and examining the causes of urban violence in the city. We are even looking at the legal aspects of cross-border terrorism in the region and providing measures and identifying measures which can promote regional peace. We continue to explore Pakistan's counterterrorism legislative landscape and provide recommendations for reform. I just want to briefly run you through some of our publications on screen on counterterrorism and conflict. This was the Case for Change, which was our initial report. It was based on a review of 900 judgments of the superior courts, in which we identified each and every High Court case and Supreme Court case from 1997 to 2013, saw the reasons for reform, for the reasons for failure, and provided a white paper on reform. Next. This was we have a summary of all the major reported judgments. Next. This was, like I mentioned, after the start of Operations Al-Azhar, we looked at the legal implications of adopting a conflict paradigm in Pakistan. Next. Understanding international humanitarian law. This was a primer on IHL and Pakistan's domestic law. Next. Preventive retention, a guide to Pakistan's operation. A lot of our preventive retention mechanisms were unclear, so we mapped it down and put it down in one compendium. Next. Frequently applied police laws and criminal procedures. This book has been provided to 1800 police stations in Pakistan. Next. UN Law on Terrorism is a compendium of the entire UN Law on Terrorism, including treaties, resolutions, and declarations. Next. Human rights in Pakistan's counterterrorism legislative landscape looks at all the different laws regulating terrorism in Pakistan and how they interplay with each other. Next. This is on cyber warfare and cyber terrorism and Pakistan's legal framework. Next. This is a study we took in partnership with the Konrad Adenauer Foundation, and this looks at the impact of devolution on legislative reform relating to law and order in Pakistan. Currently, there's a lot of confusion between the provinces on the ability and the legislative competence of the different assemblies on relating to law and order. So this study mapped that out in light of the National Action Plan. Next. This is a legal reference guide which we prepared for the Pakistan Army, which looks at all the legal aspects which the Army may face in its operations across the country. Next. Yes, thank you. So to conclude, I would like to thank the efforts of our research team, especially the team lead, Ms. Zainab Mustafa. It is no easy task to map out and identify the entire ATC trial process, especially in Pakistan, which has no tradition of legal research. We hope this research will help external and internal stakeholders understand the ATC trial process, its flaws, so that cogent and effective solutions can be formulated and implemented at the earliest opportunity. Thank you very much.